Hello everyone, today for Art at Home with Miss Lipscomb, we will be working on lines. This is going to be a continuation of what we reviewed yesterday. We have a new set of lines that we will talk about. These are the lines we did yesterday, and today we have a new group. So go ahead and grab a white sheet of paper, similar to the one we had yesterday. And let's get into talking about castle lines. We're going to draw that on our paper. So if you have a marker, a pencil or pen, and a piece of paper, you can go ahead and begin practicing drawing your lines. You may need your parents' help for this. And there's your castle line. The interesting thing about a castle line is that if you turn it upside down, it'll look the exact same. The next line we're going to talk about is a dotted line. That means you'll literally take your pencil, pen, marker, or crayon and draw dots about half an inch away from each other, all the way across in a horizontal pattern. Our next line is going to be a dashed or dotted line. They are used interchangeably. We use dotted line for this type of line, but we also call it dashed. It is a series of small lines put together with spaces in between them. These are our 3 lines that we've talked about, continuing talking about from yesterday. So now we're going to get into 2 more types of lines, parallel and intersecting. You also see perpendicular, but we won't talk about those today. Those are a little bit more complicated, and I want to start off simple. So let's get into parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines that do not meet. They go next to each other in 1 or 2 directions, but they do not touch. They have a space in between them. They look like this sometimes, one on top of the other, and sometimes they're in a vertical way, but they don't touch each other, they're just next to each other. And sometimes they go diagonal, but they still do not touch. Next, we're going to talk about intersecting lines. They are lines that cross each other and form an X. Sometimes they look like this, where in the center they meet and cross each other and they go opposite directions. They may also look like this. And sometimes they look like this. They cross in the middle. We're going to go ahead and review that one more time. Parallel lines are lines that are next to each other or on top of each other, but they do not touch. Just like this. There's always a space between parallel lines. They can be horizontal or vertical, and even diagonal. And next we have intersecting lines, where they always cross. It almost is shaped like a lowercase t. Sometimes they look like this, where they're shaped as an X. Can you tell me what kind of line this is? They're parallel lines. There's a space in the middle and they do not touch. What kind of line is this? They're intersecting because they are crossing each other. They do touch. And there you have it, guys. We will be getting more into these lines as we go throughout the weeks, okay? So I will see you next week for Art at Home with Miss Lipscomb.